Facebook. Go live. And I think we're live, Evan.
All right.
Yeah,
That was quick.
I know. I got pretty good internet here. I didn't have to upgrade it or nothing. I
A
will.
hotel should, it should have banging internet, especially.
For what you pay. And well, it's during the week too. It's not like damn it. Evan was having some issues with Skype. Oh man, this is. You there? I think he's back. He's back. He's froze. Anyway, welcome. I think he's back now. It is the AlfromDtown&Chili442 Show, episode 156. Episode where I'm on the road. I'm actually a little west of Chicago, Illinois right now. Partaking in a little schooling at 50-something years old. So, yeah. You back, Chili?
Yes, but then I tried to open our video and check it, and then I started getting, then I'm hearing you, and then I'm hearing us in the background. My computer is so slow tonight. I don't know what is going on. My machine is not working well. So I hope this isn't on my end.
Yeah, man, I'm going to tell you
Whatever's
what.
going on.
Yeah, I got some banging internet, so it's on you, baby.
Well, you should in a hotel. I mean, they got to feed all these people. And during the week, you don't have that many people. Usually you have some business people, but not like the weekends,
Dude, I'm going to tell you what. The one thing I do not like about this hotel, that is it would be a 4-5 star hotel. Probably not a 5, but at least a 4, but they charge for breakfast.
Really?
Yeah, and it's nothing fancy.
Yeah, usually it's not. Some processed eggs, a bowl of fruit, and some pour it yourself
Yeah, and
pancakes or waffles and shit.
man, and look, if it was like maybe $6-7, I'm all in. I could get me a couple pieces of fruit, something like that. I could make it, But yeah, it's just crazy. I was like, oh.
That's the way it is, I guess.
But that's
Sad.
the way it is in a big city. That's why I prefer my small little towns, man. Shit. Even at the Motel 6, they give you that, Because I don't care what hotel you stay at, unless they got a chef back there, it's the same hotel breakfast.
Pretty much. Pretty standard.
Yep. Your continental breakfast is pretty, some of them you might get lucky, get an omelet bar or something. Like you said, make your own waffles or some shit like that.
My sister working at the Hilton, we all went up to, for her birthday, went to Madison? Jeez. Last year. And she got us all big suites for, of course, like majorly discounted, since she worked there. But we all had suites with the water view and everything on the lake. But the breakfast, she got us passes for the executive breakfast on the top floor.
Ooh.
And this was a nice Hilton. Oh yeah, and it was everything that you needed for breakfast. It wasn't. Yeah, it was deluxe. It's a pretty sweet deal.
Man. But how much
Yes,
extra was that?
she works for them, so
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
They just
Yeah.
comped everything, or whatever. Her rooms were probably like $100 a night, where they should have been like 300 or.
Ah, I gotcha.
I'm guessing. But anyway, since she works there, she gets good deals. So Yeah, oh, we'll throw in the, the executive breakfast suite. Nice, thank you.
Evan, you're gonna kind of have to watch. I usually when I do the show, I got a couple screens, and I got so much shit on here. I cannot. So you will.
I can't get my Facebook to open. I don't know what's going on here.
Well, don't then because we don't want it to fuck up. So, man, if you're listening, we appreciate you. We're trying to do this. Like I said, I'm in a hotel. Where did Evan's picture go? Did he disappear again? Oh man. It. Yeah, we don't have no drop frames or nothing. I think it's Evan's internet. But we'll keep rolling. He'll pop back up. Yeah, we don't have no drop.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. I turn your volume down, Evan.
Okay, well I'm back, but yeah, I tried to open Facebook and then it's so I closed the internet altogether.
Oh, well, don't do that.
We'll give it a minute. I hope it's not something they're doing inside because her son's here right now. I can't imagine that everybody's doing something that's pulling down our internet. So hope it's not me.
Well, you got something playing. I can hear us.
I can't imagine that everybody's doing something that's pulling down our internet. Hope it's not me.
Well, you got something playing. I can hear us.
No, if you have any feedback, it shouldn't come from me.
Are you sure you ain't got? Hold on, guys.
I have no other applications open on my computer or my laptop besides
I don't have
Skype.
I don't. No, boy, you talk about a clusterfuck. Now I don't know where your video went. There you are. Oh, geez. Hey, guys, welcome.
Yeah.
It's that show.
You never know what to expect.
Man, this was an 11-minute fuck up. Hey, when me and Chili do this shit, we do it right.
Who would sit and I don't know, we don't get, I'll be honest, we don't get a lot of hits on YouTube.
No,
Occasionally
we don't. Man,
we
it's
don't.
hit and miss.
But I can't imagine sitting through 12 minutes of two yahoos like, is it working now? Is it working? Are we good? Is it? I mean, it's like I would be like, these clowns bother to even post this.
I know. They'd be like, who are the, and especially like young kids, they'd be like, who the fuck are these old dudes?
Yeah.
They got loose.
Yeah, everybody wants to be the video star, the internet star these days, and we're failing miserably.
Yeah, we're showing you how not to do it.
Yes, no doubt.
Hey, but we're having fun doing it. And we got a couple people that like us for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but, hey, we'll keep slanging them out. You know what I think I did, too? I think I shut all my shit down that I had pulled up. And I sure the fuck did. But I think it'll tell me, do you want to restore tabs? And it's not, motherfucker. Anyway, I drove all the way here in rain. I get to drive back home in rain.
Really?
Dude, every time I have went to school and drove back, except one time. So let's see, I drove to Ohio twice and back. That's 4 times. So 5 would have been coming up here. And 6 will be going back home. And it's rained every time but one. If it rains Friday. But we got a 70% chance.
Yeah, we got a little bit this morning, just a little drizzle here and there. But driving in the rain doesn't bother me that much. I guess if I'm in a nice new modern car that's pretty sealed, as the noise doesn't get to you, But yeah, it doesn't really bother me as long as I got good tires. I don't mind rain so much.
Dude, my driving doesn't bother me. It's the clowns around me. You know, if it was
Uh,
just me, I'd be on the interstate all the time. But man, there's some idiots nowadays.
I mean, there's no doubt that the amount of wrecks increases as in weather conditions. So, I mean, my blue car, and I wouldn't like to get it dirty anyway, but I never like to drive that in the rain, just because there's just that increase of
People
chance
slamming
of
into
wrecks
you, not seeing
and,
you.
and visibility sometimes, and yeah, it's not worth it. So I can understand, but most of the time it never really bothers me unless I've been in a couple downpours where a traffic came to a grinding halt. I've been like two of those where you can't see the end of your hood. You can't see you can't see the back edge of your hood. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden lose
Yeah,
complete and just stop right in the middle of a highway that once. And I did that on like 74. And we all sat there for a couple minutes and it went away. And I just looked at my rear mirror and everybody was scattered all over. Like everybody just stuffed the brakes and went left, right, but nobody hit anybody. It was all cool. And it was like, we were just a big cluster. It's like, okay, let's go, everybody. We're good. And that was so scared because I just leaned back in my seat. I'm like, I got to stop. I can't keep going forward.
yeah.
I know everybody behind me's got to be stopping. And I leaned back in my seat. Like, if I'm going to get you, if you're ever going to get hit, rear ended, you want to be pegged back in that seat the best you can because your body's going to get, you're going to get some whiplash. So yeah, that I hate that. But other than that, I'm cool.
Not me, man. That driving in that the the last part of that hurricane that came through Ohio, and I saw them cars like spinning off the highway and shit. That did it for me, dude. I was like, nope.
Can Can you believe that when we were young, we used to go out and drive in the snow for sport?
I know.
And
It's no,
like now,
dude. It wasn't me. I was fine. You know, but I mean, these people are trying to do 80, 85 in the rain or hydroplaning and shit like that. And I was like, I'm not worried about me as a driver. I've got, knock on wood, I've got a clean driving record. No accidents. Like I said, knock on wood. But, and I was a commercial garbage man for, over 20 years. So, I mean, to have no accidents, no tickets. The only ticket I have is a overweight ticket from like, and that's way off my record. That wasn't even a moving violation.
yeah, I can get you. Yeah, I guess like depends where you are. When you're on the highway with a bunch of yahoos that are sliding around, that isn't good. But
Dude, I took Route 66 all the way.
really,
55. But
huh? I
it's
guess
a
that's still.
man up here. It's horrible. It's a bumpy motherfucker. I wouldn't have taken my personal vehicle.
Yeah, I know Route 66 is really hit and miss as it's been redeveloped over time. It scatters around and some places aren't real friendly anymore.
Yeah, that
Huh.
especially I think it's around Joliet area. It was, but
Yeah.
then it was like, it was nice. They
Hmm.
said we ain't fixing that patch. I'm gonna find it a different way. I'll hit some country or something. I still ain't hitting that interstate though, especially if it's gonna be raining. Ain't doing it.
Man, I'll tell you what, 55 coming down out of Chicago. I guess you'd take that pretty much straight down.
See
I've
that?
I've spent so many hours on 55 and I've never really had issues with drivers. I don't know what it is. I mean, both of my sisters living in the Chicago area, living in Decatur, been up for, so many family events back and forth. I really have never had big problems on 55. But anytime I get on 57, which is rare, there's somebody in the ditch.
Uh
There's
huh.
there's some camper rolled over or blown apart. There's just all kinds of mayhem, it seems like every time. And it's rare that I, drive on 57, but 55, I've spent some hours on it. It's not too bad.
That's my dreaded highway. That and
I can
280.
understand.
That and
It's
280.
boring.
Yeah, that and 280.
Yeah,
I
they're
don't. I'm
boring.
not a fan of 280 either.
Yeah. Very boring.
It's the semi traffic, man.
Yeah, it beats it up.
And you know, they're hiring anybody with it, you know. I'm sorry, have you went into a truck stop and seen, listen, I'm going to catch a little slack over this. I'm not saying all truck drivers, but even truck drivers will admit I was a truck driver for years. There's some shady motherfuckers that drive them trucks, man, that ain't all there.
Yeah,
Couple fries
yeah.
shy of a Happy Meal, if you know what I'm saying.
It seems that Swift seems to get the beating. I mean, if you live in internet world, Swift really takes a beating on their drivers and stuff. Well, you've seen some videos of them doing just. I
Here's
think
a
some of them just lose their minds and like,
right.
I can't take this anymore. And you see them destroy trailers trying to get out of a situation. It's like, no, you got to stop. I know you're embarrassed, but you've got to stop and assess it. And yeah,
Swift's problem is they put their name on the back of the truck. Because that's the only reason you think it's a bunch of Swift drivers, because people ain't taking pictures of the other trucks unless it says Swift on it.
I guess our drivers, it's saying fine print above it, are not too swift, you know.
Oh man.
But that's rude.
No,
But
there's some smart truckers out there and good people that truck drive, but there are some goofy bastards too. So
well, it's what's people ordering so much more. The increase in all your trucking, trafficking, packaging these days. Drivers are in demand, and that's where the cash is, and that's where people are going to go. And
mm-hmm.
sometimes, you know, when it's in demand, they'll take anybody that can. You know,
Yeah,
if they pass the
yeah.
test and fog a mirror, they're like, okay, let's put them in the driver's seat and let's hope for the best.
Well, yeah. I mean, hey, the guy that finished last in medical school, guess what? They still call him doctor.
That's right. Um, so yeah, you can make some good money in trucking these days. It's yeah.
Yeah, I thought about doing it, um, and I was just like, no. I don't like to sit in one place that long. I mean, and, and I
That'd be
was,
tough.
yeah, and I was thinking as punishment, if I did like a white collar crime, and instead of putting me in some like hoity toity jail or something, the biggest punishment they could ever do to me is put me in a busy city like this.
Hmm.
Although I'm not even really close to Chicago, I'm still ways west of Chicago.
Where are you?
Uh, Parts unknown, Evan, but let's just say I'm.
I didn't know this was top secret.
It might be. It might be.
Top secret training facility, and
It's kind of up by the Deerfield area,
okay,
so
okay,
it's
I
like a
gotcha.
subdivision, but it's still the traffic gets crazy.
That's
Um,
what Chicago is, just a bunch of little suburbs. Like my sister was in Palatine, and right next to it Schaumburg, and all they are is little like small little towns that all run into each other. You don't know when you're from one to the next, but
yeah,
it all make it. But that's the way the when I unless you're like downtown Chicago, that's just really the way it is. It's just all these tiny little suburbs all over the
nah,
place, and
I'm not close to none of that craziness. And the area I'm in, the hotel I look out, there's a golf course, and then right across the golf course, it looks like a couple $1 million homes and shit like that. So I'm in a good area.
yeah, if you say near Deerfield, that's really high end. That Oak Park lawns, places like that. Hmm. Nice areas.
So, um, yeah, I'm doing some electrical training this week, and finished one class today, passed it, and so I'm 25% there.
Nice. Pretty fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah, dude. Somebody asked me, or I think I might have posted it yesterday. I said when I first walked in there, the first couple hours, dude, it was like I wanted a drink and somebody said, okay, put your head down by this fire hydrant, and then turned it on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I felt like. It was just so much knowledge and shit thrown at me. And by the end of like that day, I walked out and like I was tired, dude. I was
Mm-hmm.
so drained. I was like, I would have rather worked 10 hours than have to use my brain like I just did.
Yeah, that mental fatigue will get you sometimes. It surprises people. When I worked at CAT, and I'm not saying um, union people work hard. There's no doubt about it, But we had some guys. We had a guy around 30 that had some injuries, so they brought him into the office to help us. And I did like process planning, assembly planning, and this dude, after like the first couple of days, he was like, "Man, I've been going home with a headache every day." He's like, "You guys really work hard up in here." And I was like, "What do you think we do?" He's like, "We all joke, you guys just sit around with your feet up." I'm like, no, we really, there's a lot to this. When you have a drawing with so many parts, and you have to account for every single piece and where it's put on an assembly line. And some parts are put here, and some places are put here, and some are put, here. And you've got to split all this up, and you've got all these work instructions referencing your drawing against whatever your attachment is against your top level arrangement, and it's like, whoa, it'll make your head spin. But anyway, sometimes that mental fatigue, it's a little different, but it will burn you out.
Man, it sure does. And looking at a screen all day. And then
Yeah.
then and then I'm reading readings, writing them down, and it's like I'm trying to probe shit and everything else, and it was like, oh, I was drained. I'm not
It's
going.
amazing. Go ahead.
Uh, I don't know where your video went again, Evan.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I don't even have Facebook or internet open.
Let me see if I can figure it out real quick. No, it ain't gonna let me.
But anyway, it's interesting, the complexity of cars. I don't think most people realize the computer systems and how they all connect and communicate with each other, and it's a lot of black boxes.
Yeah.
And it's not just 12-volt signals going here and there. Some stuff is 5 volt. Some stuff is multiplexers, multiple signals going through a single cable, and that's some really high-end stuff.
Man, and that's what I'm learning. The pulses and all. Oh God, Evan, don't. We gotta change subject. I'm already.
Yeah,
I dreamt about this shit last night, bro. I swear I did. I was sitting there and I woke up and I'm thinking about voltage drop tests, and I'm like, oh my God.
hmm yeah, I
But
remember going with my dad, and this was 25, 30 years ago, pick up a Cadillac. He had worked as an independent dealer and independent guy. And he's like, "Yeah, I got the systems to be able to get in." He's like, "Your Cadillac, it's got 24 black boxes. I can go in. I can unlock your doors and lock them through my system, and I can change your radio stations." And I'm like, "What?" And this is 25, 30 years ago. So the complexity now, most people wouldn't imagine. I mean, before working at CAT at the proving grounds, working on wheel loaders, you think, oh, this wheel loader, it's got, 4 wheels, it pivots in the middle, it's got a shovel. How complex could that be? You have no idea.
yeah, it's correct. Yeah, I got
These
in.
things are like space shuttles. They're nuts.
The best thing though is the knowledge that I got. I know I'll be able to use when it comes
Mhm.
to diagnosing and stuff like that. So it's helping me.
Good. Rock on.
But oh, I feel old though, man. I feel old as shit here. Although there's one dude, we went and had some Mexican last night, and he's a year older than me. So I was like, shoo, at least I ain't the old guy this time.
What's the average age?
30.
And how's their aptitude?
Some of them are awesome. So, and that's what I like to see too. I like to see these young kids and they're getting it.
Yeah.
And you know, because that shows me, you know, hey, all right, man.
Yeah, out the proving grounds, we had a couple young mechanics that were pretty savvy. They were, I liked. I mean, I'm into old muscle cars, but some of them are into diesel trucks and stuff. They're really into their own hot rod of modern day. Because there's so many young kids that have grown up that we've taken so much of the mechanics out of things that there's so many young kids that just know how to press the power button and that's it.
Right.
So to see kids in their 20s really have their hand doing some stuff, and this kid was like, "You weld? I'll come out to your house and I want to watch you weld." And I'm like, "Dude, I live an hour from you." He's like, "I don't care." And I was like, "Wow, this dude is really wanting to learn." It's cool to see because sometimes we really bag on the younger generations, and it's not fair to them. We take the mechanics out of everything, expect them to know it.
Gee, yeah. Well, I mean, that's how, I don't know. There's one kid in there that, man, you can tell he probably went to, like a trade school or something. He knows this shit already. He ain't struggling. I mean, this kid didn't take notes, nothing. And I was like,
Mm. And when you grow up on it, yeah.
man. Anyway, Evan, we got a little weird and wacky news from around the world real quick. And then we ain't going to do a very long show. And then me and Evan are going to jump off here because Skype is actually, Mark, you were right. Somebody is buying Skype and they're going to redo it, but I think they're going to make it a pay thing. And I ain't doing that. So,
Yeah.
So we're going to mess around with some other shit. So, but we wanted to come on, do a little show. But
Sure.
this one,
Have a
Evan.
Have a clusterfuck for 12 minutes.
Yeah. Do a 20-minute show. Hey. You know what? And we've been getting better on our starts. And then,
Yeah.
but come on, man. I'm out of town. We don't know. It might be this internet, and I'm just blaming Evan.
Well, whenever Kuckerberg, Annie's up and gets his assistant, and stuff, it's just we're gonna have these struggles.
That's true.
Zuck needs to start paying.
I know. Goat opens gate, lets kangaroo loose in South Carolina. Okay.
What? What?
What? We gotta quit. Them kangaroos will fuck you up, man. They're not pets.
Who let it out?
Some goat. He just went up and he just.
They are scary.
March 24th. Just what was that? What's the date today? 25th. Oh, just yesterday, police in South Carolina rounded up an escaped kangaroo, which turned out to have been released by a mischievous goat.
That sounds like a goat.
Officers,
mischievous animals.
Officers opened fire, releasing 5,000 rounds at the goat. No.
America.
They brought out the SWAT team. The goat did not stand a chance.
Tell me they just hit it with a tranquilizer dart.
Oh, there is a picture. It says watch on Instagram. I wonder if we can show this real quick. He's a big kangaroo, too.
Yeah, those things are scary. Scary strong.
Yeah, let me try to get this real quick, folks. Display capture.
They'll drag you into water and drown you.
Okay. Yeah, and don't they have like sharp claws or something?
I don't know. They're pretty strong though.
Oh, damn it. Okay. I gotta do this. So here's a kangaroo. Is it going to last? Oh, yeah, there they go. They're fighting it, Evan.
I can't see it.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
have.
it'll be slow. But there he is. Yeah, he's a big kangaroo, man. Damn it, I just shut off my shit again. Oh, my God. You know, you guys are lucky we didn't just give up on this shit.
I showered for this.
I did. I didn't even showered, Evan. Hold on, at least I know where it was. So yeah, that was a kangaroo. Um, yeah, I don't think people should have pets like that, man. I mean,
No.
mom arrested for allegedly using electric dog shock collar on kid.
That's child abuse.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I've watched some videos of people like trying that, and it looks extremely painful.
Then we shouldn't be allowing it for dogs. If we won't allow it for kids, maybe we shouldn't allow it for dogs.
I I mean, it's so cruel that most dogs will. It takes like 2 times for that to happen for them to learn a lesson.
Yeah, and then they fear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The dog across the street.
And that mom,
They
I laughed and listened. It was just a headline that made me laugh, but that mom should never have that kid back.
No, that's child abuse. Absolutely.
It says mom and grandmother.
The house across the street, they don't have the fence at this house, but the dog thinks that they do, and the dog will not come more than halfway out of the yard.
Damn.
He just thinks because the old house had it that he just
Oh,
when they moved,
yeah.
the dog thinks, okay, it's perimeter bound, and it never tested at the new house. She said,
Man found with live turtle concealed in his pants by TSA at New Jersey airport.
"Is that a turtle in your pants?"
Well, it's just a box turtle, Evan. It's nothing. It's not like it was some. Uh, the turtle was
Exotic.
detected Friday after a body scanner alarm went off at Newark Liberty International Airport. When questioned further, the man reached into his pants and pulled out the turtle, which was about 5 inches long and wrapped in a small blue towel. He said it was a red ear slider turtle, a species that is popular as a pet.
Can you imagine if that turtle head would have stuck his head out of his fly?
Dude, it is not.
Out of nowhere, this turtle head poking out of his pants, like, "Hey, what's happening?"
It
Oh,
is
I'd think
not. It is not clear if the turtle was the man's pet or why he had it in his pants, since it is not an endangered species.
If it's not your pet, how would it get there by accident? That's a good one. I don't
Hey,
know how I got a turtle in my pants.
man. Does that work, Evan? I mean,
I don't know. Wow.
there seems to be a zombie deer disease going around the U.S., Evan.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So what's that mean?
The contagious fatal illness in deer, elk, and moose must be taken seriously. Why it has not infected humans yet, the risk is growing. Well, don't
Uh-oh.
let one of these dickheads take some of it and start. Because you know they're already probably doing that. Just like the COVID shit.
Yeah. Leave it alone.
The Wuhan. They did make an arrest for the $4.8 million gold toilet that was stolen over in England. I think we brought you
Oh,
this.
really?
Yeah, I think we brought you the story a few weeks ago, Evan. It was a gang.
A gang stole that
A
toilet?
gang.
I'd say it'd take a gang to steal a golden toilet.
This is a functional toilet too.
Wonder if it was like solid, like gold, or if it's just gold plated, because that'd be heavy. Gold is super heavy.
I wonder if it'll say.
I doubt it was solid gold. That would be
Boy, I couldn't see.
it'd be hundreds of pounds.
I don't know though if it's $5 million in gold.
That's a lot of gold.
That's a lot of fucking gold, Evan. Five
Yeah, that's the
five
most expensive shit you'll ever take, right there.
man. Yeah, don't say if it was solid. It was five guys though.
Yeah.
So
If that was your toilet, would you ever shit anywhere else?
no, I'd be like, I gotta go home. I gotta take a shit. Sorry to leave your
You're gonna
sixth birthday party, grandson, but Dad, Grandpa, we gotta shit her there. I will never shit on your porcelain son.
now get my jet ready. I need to fly home and drop anchor.
I shit
Oh
in
my
a
god.
I shit in a gold toilet once, and if I can't buy one or like rent a center one, I think I just it's time to go. Take me, Lord. I can't go no more.
Yeah. Mm,
Oh man, we ain't right.
can only imagine.
There was another one I saw.
People are starving in this world, and you got a multi-million-dollar toilet.
A TikToker finds decomposed body in hoarder house bought at auction.
I could see that.
When they found the body, she says, "Well, I guess I gotta call the police." No, it's your house. Just throw it out on the curb. Garbage man will get it.
Oh, that's rough. That's a hoarder house. I remember watching hoarders, and they found this lady's cat. It was buried in the living room.
Yeah.
I mean, it was underneath stuff, and oh, my cat, and man, a body buried. There was one years ago, a hoarder house that the woman disappeared, and they'd actually built another house on their property because they'd filled their first house full of so much shit that they built another house. And this woman disappeared, and they even had the dogs go through these houses. They searched them, and they had dogs go through them, and the dogs never found anything. And finally, they found her dead in there underneath a pile of stuff. But the dogs didn't even smell her. That's crazy.
Here we fucking go. Breakthrough DNA analyst reveals everyone on Earth shares genes from two ancient populations.
From two ancient?
Yep. In a nutshell, all modern humans share DNA from two ancient populations that split 1.5 million years ago and reunited through interbreeding about 300,000 years ago.
Reunited, and it feels so good.
I know.
That's okay. So, what are the lines? Does it say what they are?
No, it doesn't. This is from Cambridge, England. No. If you want to check out the whole story, it is at studyfinds.com. So they, yeah. I suggest you do it, or you can probably find something about it on YouTube or something like that.
Have you seen the latest announcement about the pyramids
No.
in Egypt? They've done these. They're they're satellite scans, whatever microwave scans into the ground, whatever the laser, not laser. What do they call that?
Oh, the sonar.
Yeah, stuff like that, where they found that underneath the pyramids in Giza, um, like going down so many, well, they gave kilometers, but it's like almost a couple miles. These cylinders with almost like supposedly cables wrapped around them, like in a spiral, and there's like a dozen of them underneath each pyramid or something like that, or one of the pyramids that they scanned. It's pretty interesting. I don't know what it will lead to. It's not like we're ever going to dig down. I can't believe they haven't got that far, by now anyway. With, they can search pretty far into the ground when they do, that kind of sonar. Anyway, just wondering if you saw anything about that.
I didn't. I will check that out though, because I'm very interested in that kind of stuff.
Oh, it's cool stuff. Yeah.
And and they're finding shit under the Antarctica too. They took a ice core sample, and
Yeah.
they hit a lot of shit that they shouldn't have been finding at the North Pole.
Yeah. Antarctica, that's a whole nother.
See, everybody thinks the Earth's just going to sit on these axes and spin the same way forever and ever and ever. But no, something's going to disrupt it one day. And it's going to either flip, it's going to stop rotating, and boom. It's like it'd be like hitting a light switch. You'd never
shake us all off.
Yeah, you'd never even feel it. It just instantly, we'd disintegrate.
Well, they say we're traveling. I mean, roughly our surface speed is close to 700 miles an hour.
Yeah,
so
your blood
one little
almost
disruption in that could it could send you into orbit.
Yeah. Oh, it's just gonna completely. Yeah, you wouldn't even feel it. So don't worry about it. You won't feel a thing.
You think how major an earthquake is? You think of something on a major Earth.
Yeah, I mean
altering.
Snow White, man, it took a beating. One of the worst Disney movie openings in years.
Really?
Yeah.
Wonder why.
Well, I don't want to get into it because the chick made some comment she shouldn't have made, and she kind of, yeah. I think a lot of people didn't go because of her, so. The people that didn't know the story behind it, they went and seemed to enjoy it. So it's kind of sad. I wish celebrities would learn to just shut the fuck up or get into politics.
Can you imagine investing major money in a film deal, and it is all gonna, we've been through all the trials and everything, and the test market, you know what I mean? And this everyone loves this film, and then your lead person makes some dumb statement, and your investment just drops right there. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, and I mean, dude, people, you might not like it, but people, they might not say anything, but they speak with their wallet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean. If they don't look at Bud Light, nobody boycotted. I mean, there was a couple idiots that on social media that were, but it wasn't because people pay attention. And if they see, okay, you think I'm fucking stupid? You think I'm a racist? Or you blah blah blah? I ain't gonna give you my money.
This is funny. Some of the TikTok videos on Dr. Pepper, people like, Coca-Cola, you screwed up. Pepsi, you screwed up. Dr. Pepper, you better not. This
Yeah,
brown soda, don't mess with it. Don't
listen,
say nothing.
man.
Don't do anything because people love their Dr. Pepper and
If you're an actress, not a politician, musician, anything, anytime a reporter asks you something like that, you play dumb. I don't know. I don't know.
mm, yeah,
I
what's
don't have a position on that right now. I haven't looked too much into it. Man, don't just go out there spitting everything that you think you know.
what uh what was the line years ago? Someone said some of my supporters are on the right and some of my supporters on the left, and I support my supporters or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what you say, it doesn't matter what side you're on. One side's
Mhm.
going to be pissed off at you.
Yeah, no comment basically.
Yeah, they got to smarten up, and some of them
Mm.
have.
Yeah, next question. Yeah.
Yeah, because a big one that I noticed even during the election this year was The Rock, because uh, the first when Trump won the first time, he supported Biden. And man, he lost half of his fucking followers because he made a video and came out and said that shit. And
Hmm.
I think
Um,
he didn't say shit this election. Uh-oh.
well, you got a phone call? Your wake up
What's it?
call, Mr. Ralph?
Hello? Good. Because I borrowed your bottle opener. Yep.
Oh
Okay,
boy.
sounds good. Friday. Okay. All right, thank you.
Oh,
Dude, I bought some Modelo's,
yeah.
and they're not twist offs.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I don't, on my regular key ring, I got you know, a bottle opener. Well, I'm sitting there and I'm like, fuck, I don't have bottle opener. I get done with class. I'm like, man, I'm going to have me a cold beer. And, it's like a man in a desert with I don't know, some water he can't get to. Fucking,
Yeah.
I'm pissed. So I walk downstairs and I look, and they got a little like gift shop that sells like razors and shit like that. And I'm even looking for something to MacGyver. I'm like, they got something flammable because I know if I get that lid a little hot, I can. Pry. I'm sitting there and I'm looking at stuff, and she goes, "Honey, what you need?" And I said, "Ma'am, I said, I got me some beers and I don't have a bottle opener." Well, she gave me this shit. Hold on, here it is. Evan, not only can I open bottles of beer, I can open cans of chunky soup if I want to go get me some soup later.
Oh yeah, you got the whole deluxe model
Yeah.
there.
So she called and she says, "Mr. Ralph, I got your name and room number written here and I don't know why." And I said, "Well, I
Oh.
borrowed your bottle opener."
Yeah, I figured front desk probably keeps those things and hmm.
How fucked up was that to answer a landline? I haven't done that in years, dude.
It's like, what is this? What is this device? This foreign
I'm
device? Like,
like looking around. I'm like, what is that noise?
it's crazy how far we've come. I ran across one of those memes the other day. You know the meme that goes around with the old lady with the walker and then the care person, and the old lady says, "What the internet used to come from the through the phone, and it sounded like screaming robots." And it's like, oh, man, that makes me just feel so old. You remember those days, the dial-up, internet, and the fact you're using a landline. Man, we are old.
Yeah. Well, I was going to do Bozo Criminal of the Day, but we actually did this story last week. Um,
Oh,
and he's just getting to it. But it's about the judge in Grand Blanc Township, Michigan. Oh, he canceled plans for bozos convicted of shoplifting from the local Walmart to wash the cars of customers, citing safety, liability, insurance, and ethical concerns.
I
I
was gonna
don't.
make them wash cars.
What's the ethical? Somebody probably said, "Oh, it's racist" or some bullshit like that. Well, don't be stupid. We don't
Yeah.
care if what color you are. If you're stupid, you ought to be punished. Don't break the law.
Well, I'll buy that.
Oh, Evan, you got anything?
Um, no, not really.
Well, I got one more thing for us to do, but I gotta look it up. And we're gonna end it with our question of the day again. Ooh, I kind of like, and we'll do a couple like we usually do. But Evan, this first one for you. What was the most interesting place you've ever visited, and what made it memorable?
Oh man,
Mm-hmm. Huh.
I've seen some cool places. I think going to the Great Wall of China was kind of neat just to see that something that you read about. Most people never get to see. Um, I think that was pretty cool. And it was the end of I went back to school, and that was kind of the last thing of we went to China and got to see. I would say that was of all the things I've seen. I mean, I've been to Greece 3 times. I've been to Ireland. I've been to China, and I've been to Japan, and Japan was beautiful. Did see some neat stuff in Japan.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I would say going to the Great Wall. That's something of that level was I'd say that was up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know with me. Man, I had like a moment when I was down south on the Gulf, and it was like an inspirational moment, and I felt drawn down there, and I still feel that way. Anytime I go to anywhere on that Gulf, if it's New Orleans, if it's Florida, wherever, I just feel drawn to it.
I
Like I
can see that.
really don't want to leave. Like I feel like I should have been born down there. And I might have and been swapped as a baby because they were like, we need that baby with the big wiener up north.
Where it snows. Yeah,
I'm
I can see that. It's very tranquil.
what? Here's a one. What is the biggest risk you have ever taken or want to take? I think that's a great question. Biggest. I'm going to answer mine first on this one, Evan. I think the biggest risk that I've taken has just been recently. And I was guaranteed to make over, 24, $25 an hour. I decided to get into an industry and start at the bottom in the automotive industry and work my way up. So far, I've done that. Um, I don't know how much of a risk it is now because I'm getting to where I would have been if I was still hauling trash. So to me, that was one of my biggest risks. And willing to come up to school and shit like that, knowing I'm going to be the old guy in the class and shit like that. And these young kids are steps ahead of me already. And, but I think that's mine.
That's cool. That's very good.
And shit, I'm going to keep going with it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I mean, fuck, when I do retire in 10, 15 years, I'll have knowledge that, you know,
You keep
maybe,
using.
yeah, that I can use and, you know, maybe pass down. And
I yeah, that's very good. I never been a big risk taker in my life, but I would say just you know my relationship with Vicky over the last 8 years. I I lived in Decatur my whole life until I was in my upper 40s. You trust your heart, but you also have to use your head.
yeah,
You still you can follow your heart, but you still have to make decisions and hopefully wise decisions. And that was I think a big thing for me, just selling my house in Decatur, completely moving outside of my comfort zone, which I would, I had everything I needed in Decatur. If I needed something done, whatever it was, I had a person that could do it for, you know what I mean?
right,
and
right,
and to
right.
go somewhere else where I'm in a good relationship, but starting over in a completely new area where I don't know anybody, same as you,
Yeah,
you're in a completely moving to a new town, you don't know people, and you're kind of starting over in a way. And that's what I did.
yeah.
But I would
It
say
can
not
get a
not
little,
quite the level, not quite the level you did, though.
it can get a little, you know, and like you said, that moving to a new town and, um, you know, not having that, you know, buddy you can go and, cause sometimes you and the woman, hey man, let's keep it 100. Y'all, we don't all see eye to eye at times. Sometimes
Yeah.
you ladies can be a little fussy. Us guys can be a little hard headed. So, you know,
Yeah.
sometimes bump a little heads. And that's the one thing I do miss is I don't have that place that I can just go and have a couple beers and calm
Yeah.
down and then
I totally agree. Yeah.
and it's not real easy to meet new people at our age, you know, and especially like the neighborhood I'm in, most of the people are old.
Yeah, it is very tough as you get older.
Or either they're old or they're young as shit. They're like, well, you ain't hanging out with that creepy old man.
Yeah,
I've seen him
it's
pee
tough,
out the back door before.
especially when you get older. Everybody's got their lives so much that
Yeah.
you don't have the free time to hang out and develop the relationships as you did when you were younger, and you didn't have anything better to do. Everybody was hanging out together and having fun. And um, as you get older, finding people that really, I hate to say it, that aren't a waste of your time in a way. There's some
Right.
people, if you don't, not saying you have to have similar hobbies, that I don't have to hang out with car people all the time, but you have to have people that you connect with, and
Right.
really value their, because your time is more valuable when you're older.
Oh
You got,
man.
we all have so much stuff to do, it seems like.
Yeah. Yeah. I notice it, and dude, my patience. I'm just like I'm not like an asshole about it, but I don't wait.
Yeah.
I don't wait. If I walk into a place and there's like two seats left to get a haircut, that's too many people. Even if there's only 6 seats, four of them are taken, I'm gone. I ain't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I can't. That's why I don't do the doctor. Cause no, look, you told me to be there at 10 o'clock. I'm here at 9:45. You're gonna make me sit in here till 11:15 before you call me back? No, then you should have made my appointment at 11:15, motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah, my time is money too.
Yeah.
um and they've gotten better at it, but still. But it's funny. I went to a doctor's appointment. Oh, geez, a couple months ago, and they had a sign there. If you are more than 10 minutes late for your appointment, they have the ability to reschedule it. And we walked in like 11 after because I was like, they're going to make me sit there for 40 minutes anyway. What's the
Oh
matter?
shit.
And I saw that sign. I was like, oh, dang. You guys are really just, you're really being jerks about it now.
Man.
You don't want me to be late, but you'll make me wait an hour. But
Uh,
yeah, that's
Evan,
funny.
let's go ahead and I think we've been over an hour. We're pretty close to it. Well, not an hour show. You got like 15 minutes of bloopers. We started our show with a gag reel.
No doubt.
Evan, tell these beautiful people goodbye.
All right. Well, you people that came in on a Tuesday night, sorry we threw you off, but thank you for joining us. I don't have my anyone, so anyone who came in the chat room, whatever, thanks for joining us tonight. I couldn't see it. Um, anyway, have a nice week. Weather's supposed to be nice this weekend. Do something.
Yeah, enjoy your week. I'm getting so much shit thrown at my brain. It's mush. But, man, glad I could come on and do a little show. It got my mind off schooling for a little bit, which is what I needed because I'm not much of the go out and drink at the bar guy. And especially up here because beers are expensive.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Oh, dude, a 12 pack of anything costs you $20.
I just don't know what a beer at a bar is anymore.
I don't want to
I couldn't
find
tell
out. Yeah, but both of the places. Oh, that's one thing I'll throw in real quick. I've eaten. I got some Korean fried chicken my first
you.
night
Oh
here.
yes.
Oh, it was delicious. I want to go back. I probably will. I'm thinking about having that tomorrow. I'm gonna get something a little different too. They got they got some ramen there that I'm gonna try. And then yesterday, me and one of the guys went to a real authentic Mexican restaurant, and they had Mexican Coke. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
wherever you go, if you have a chance to have a Mexican Coke, it's got to be bottled in Mexico. Have one. You will never drink a regular Coca-Cola again. Not from the States.
They're good. I've had them in.
It's made
Yeah.
with real sugar and not that fucking high fructose corn syrup shit.
It's just a tad bit sweeter, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And a little, not quite the carbonation. It seems
It
like.
doesn't in the that bitter because to me like a Coke, it's got that sharp bite of that
Mm-hmm.
caramel, and it doesn't. It's a lot smoother with the Mexican Coke.
Hmm. Yeah,
I want one now.
it's good stuff.
But anyway, gang. So yeah, we love you. Peace. Be good to one another. And we'll catch you next Monday night
Word.
for show 157. Man, we're getting up there.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks, guys, for joining us. Peace.